Hello, fellow gamers. This is Red Drumbo with another blog type story, which is just a bland story, which I just like to talk about some subjects. And I'm going to talk about the nursing home care compared to psych care. Like, psych care is probably way better than nursing home care, comparably, because you get treated better in psych care than you would at nursing home care. But with nursing home care, long-term care sucks. You get abused from residents and CRAs or something and nurses, or you may act and get misdosed with medication. Same way with psych hospital care. Long-term care, I just don't recommend staying in a long-term care facility. Even a retirement home, they're all fucking wants money or something. They all want that money, pretty much. Sorry for my language, but yeah, don't go in a long-term care facility when you're retired. Just go into a group home or something similar to it. Like, a group home is way better off than a long-term care facility, because with a group home, you're still able to take care of yourself and still do things on your own, even with a staff around you and all that. With a long-term care facility or a I don't know what's that called. There's a term for long-term care facility and something else that's where they take care of you. It's like babysit. Like, if you're way too disabled, they'll send you to a intensive care facility, and that's just for people who can't move or take care of themselves or go to the bathroom. And there was this person at the nursing home I used to be at. She got transferred to a intensive care facility for her wetting the couch every day. Like, seriously, you go into these long-term care facility, one of the mattresses always had pee on them. That's why I don't that's why I don't like sitting in the day room or living room that they have. They're usually called day room. And there's they have TVs in the day room, which is good. Some places, some long-term care facility don't have their own TV in their building or in your room, or tubs in your bedroom. Like, normally, the reason why they have bathtubs in a long-term care facility is so you don't slip and fall on when you're taking a shower. And that's the reason why they have a bathtub instead of shower, so you don't slip and fall on your head. The reason the bathtubs are safer is so you don't slip or slide. That's the reason why. Normally what we get in accessory wise, we get a welcome kit. I never got one. Then they sent me one afterwards. Like, they never gave me a welcoming kit when I moved into Albany Care, until I got a welcome kit afterwards. So I finally got one, and they gave me toothbrush, deodorant, toothpaste, and all that. I still have the roller deodorant that I have from the psych hospital. Like, I still kept that thing to this day. I never use it, never finished using it. Normally I wear deodorant every day. I'm kind of like an introvert mostly, instead of an extrovert, but then I switched to extrovert once I got into the nursing home. And normally I had to go outside because of how stressful it is inside of a nursing home that I was in. I was not in a safe environment. Like, you had to deal with rats, bed bugs, rodents, like mice and rats, and bed bugs, lice. They have all the category of an unsafe building. Like, they should be reported to OSHA because they don't take care of their building as well. Even though they get paid millions of dollars per month in this large care facility, this long-term care facility, they probably make millions of dollars and get about $100,000 per month from people's Social Security check and Medicaid. Even the government pays them. And I'm waiting until the day they get shut down or replaced by another company or manager, and all that. And the thing with Albany Care is the way how people treat you differently if you live in Evanston. Like, if you live in one of those places, like, people just think you're crazy or weird. And the reason why I moved out of Evanston is because I didn't like the people there. There are too many rich people there, and it's just like, it's not worth it. And then there's like homeless people begging for change or soliciting and all that, and it gets annoying too much. Same way in Roger Park, you always end up getting a homeless person soliciting money or asking for change for food. And I used to do that in my way, but I started to give up on these people. Like, they got a pantry nearby that they can get lunch out of every day. Like, if I really wanted to, I can go to lunch right now, go to the pantry today at around 12 o'clock to get a meal, for a lunch meal, mostly. But I won't do that. I usually go to the food pantry instead every Wednesday, but I haven't gone since months ago, since I had a job at Goodwill and all that. Normally living your life is kind of hard in Chicago. Like, everything's expensive. You have to end up living in a ghetto or cheap area housing. And most people are on Section 8 housing anyway. Like, the rent's too damn high. Like, $2,000 for the month for rent in the Loop is ridiculous. That's why I moved to the suburbs in Roger Park area, because it's the furthest north of Chicago that you can live in. And Roger Park's like a good neighborhood. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it has the Howard Street neighborhood, which is related to Gangster Disciple and Latin King territory. I don't live near that area. I live close to it, like on the edge of it, but not in the area. So it's good that I'm in a good, safe area with cheap rent and affordable housing. And sometimes with like nursing home care, like Albany Care, like when you go to Grace Park, right across from Albany Care, they had like a lot of people smoking weed, doing cocaine, drugs, and drinking alcohol on the outside, leaving the mess in the park. And I think like the neighborhood in that particular Maple Avenue neighborhood, they get annoyed with like trash being everywhere at the park. Normally they don't bring their kids at Grace Park because of Albany Care. And there's like a reason why you stay away from that nursing home. And that's why people avoid Main Street and Maple Avenue. Normally there's like a convenience store there as well. But they only want you to buy stuff that are at least $5 to spend. And those neighborhoods suck. Maple's a good neighborhood to be in, like the street rise for a house, but I wouldn't be near that street to the death of me because there's that nursing home. They do have plants and people do go on nature walks if you're on restriction. Usually helps alleviate anxiety if you go outside of a nursing home if you're on restriction for a month and a half, like I have been. And I had to go outside because of my depression or anxiety, and it was pretty terrible. It's just like, it gave me flashback on how much pain I had to go through. Currently there was a administrator called Gus. He left and got replaced, so I don't know who the new manager is, but I actually got the manager from the previous work there got replaced by CEO or something. And then I read online about more information about their Medicaid scam that they go on with the place. That was years ago with previous management. And currently they're so understaffed right now. They have a police officer in the building now that watch people on residence and all that. One of my residents, one of my acquaintances, Anthony, he was in a particular situation where he doesn't have Social Security, but Medicaid pay for his stay at the nursing home. And the worst thing is, he's stuck there until he gets Social Security, and once he gets Social Security, he's about to like leave that place immediately unless he wants to go on the moving on program. That takes a long time. You need Social Security for it. And if you don't have Social Security, good luck trying to get that shit. It's just like, nope, you ain't gonna get it. Like, I tried putting Social Security in my name, but I was too unstable at the time, and I couldn't get it into my name. So I had to switch my payee to my sister because my sister was more responsible with money. And that's why I trust her instead of me. Yeah, like, I trust my sister more than anything, even though she's in jail right now. But I heard some good news. She's taking her medication, she's being communicative, and she's doing well in jail. She got in jail for domestic battery, but she's got another court date, and my brother-in-law Chad's gonna send her to vacation or a retreat for a time being so she could relieve stress and all that. I normally told Chad he used to send her to a retreat or something, or a treatment place, but not long-term care facility. Something like a wedding group or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what I could suggest in that way. I don't want her to lose her custody of her kid, but that's just the thing. But Chad is responsible to take care of Chadley, or whatever it's called. Yeah, his name is Giga Chad. That's why I call him. He doesn't like that at all, but most of the time spent in that process, like, I cried when my stepdad had stage 4 cancer. I know he ain't gonna make it. And I thought my family was cursed in a way where if I leave, they'll get ill or sick. And so far it hasn't happened to my sister or my brother, but after my stepdad passed away, he just made me cry. He died on Van Halen. When Van Halen passed away, that's the same day my stepdad passed away. And it's been a year since he passed away. And I went to his funeral. Haven't revisited his grave, but I want to do that anyway. But I just gotta make the plan to go out there, buy my own Uber. But it's just like, you have family. I have family who support me. Some residents at nursing homes, their family don't support them, or the situations they're in, they are stuck until life until they're released. And I've seen some people get on permanent restriction that will degrade a man to the point. Permanent restriction is very severe, and I wouldn't recommend getting on permanent restriction. And the reason for that is you're stuck inside the building 24 hours per day. You're not allowed to leave the building, and it's signed by your family member who would recommend it. And if they sign that form, you're stuck in there for life. And luckily, I did not have guardianship over my sister, but I do have power of attorney with my sister, and she makes decisions on my behalf on what I should spend, and what if I buy something large like a house or something. I have to ask my sister for permission to see if it's okay if I could buy this house. She's gonna check it out or something, but in case of situation I end up in a nursing home again, I'll have to ask my sister, hey, should I be in the nursing home? And if she rejects, she could move me out of that nursing home immediately. That's why I signed it. Just to be protected for the law in a sense. So, yeah, I had no place to go. Literally, once I was in that nursing home, I had nowhere to go. I was stuck in Chicago, had no public transportation. I did not have a ride free pass for about a year when I got into the Albany Care. All I did was walk around the neighborhood, walk miles per day, 3 miles per day at the nursing home. I lost a lot of weight until I gained it all because when they switched their food, they all turned to starch and potatoes. And when you eat a lot of potato, you gain a lot of weight. So, most of their vegetables are steam baked so hard, Like, it's so soft, you don't even get any nutritional value from the food there. Like, the food's terrible. All you get is chicken thighs every day, overcooked pork. Like, the pork, they just killed it. Like, literally murdered it. Well done. And steaks are well done as well, but they're not as bad. But you end up having to chew. Then the milks are like 8-ounce cup of milk. So you usually have to get 2 or 1. I normally get 1 for milk and cereal. But if you have seconds, they'll yell at you if you have seconds, because the rest of them gotta eat, which is reasonable. I usually sneak in for seconds because I don't give a shit. I'm very hungry, because how much food you get, like, they'll starve you to death. Like, you don't get enough food at Omnicare. Like, even you have to get snacks and such to just sustain your hunger. Like, what's worse about eating at Omnicare is waiting for dinner time compared to lunch and breakfast. Dinner time is the longest. You have to wait 5 hours to get something to eat. And you get hungry at that point. And then you start drinking a bunch of water, which makes you feel healthier and all that. Then I read how much calories they're in with their food. Like, they had, like, desserts and shit. Like, they had these cream pies and shit. I love the cream pies, but it made me gain weight. It sucks. They had brownies and all that, and they were good. The snacks were awesome. Sometimes they'll even order Little Caesars or ice cream. You only get 1 scoop of ice cream, though. Like a big scoop, like about like that size. And the ice cream was really good. I think it's like Ben & Jerry's or something. Or it's a big bunny or something. Blue Bunny, that's the ice cream that they have. Blue Bunny ice cream, that's the best. I tried strawberry once, and the strawberry, I like it, but I don't like strawberries with, like, the raw strawberries in them. Like, I'll eat strawberry ice cream, but if it's given to me, but I don't buy it myself. I don't like strawberry ice cream. Like, I dislike it. I usually get vanilla or chocolate or butter pecan. Butter pecan's good ice cream. But then I stopped eating ice cream after I got out. Normally, the food diet that I'm taking is way too risky. I'm eating too many saturated fat from pre-cooked meals. Normally, I ate like 2 cups of coffee this morning, 2 regular sized cup of coffee. Like, I had those in my system, like the vanilla iced coffee. Like, I had 2 of those. And then I had some Diet Coke Zero Sugar, which I am trying to drink less sugar contents in my body that I could take. Man, I miss living there, but not really. It was hell. It was complete hell, like agony care. That's what I called the place, and everyone got the name of it now, and people calling it agony care. Welcome to Agony Care, the place of torment for the mentally ill, where you will suffer 7 gates of hell. Since the place actually had 7 floors. There's like the 6th floor, which is like the special ed floor, the 5th floor, which is like the good floor, the best floor you can be on. 2nd floor you don't want to be on because that's where all the drug addicts are at. Like, they have drug addicts, psychopaths, like, basically insane people. It's like the insane asylum. They have every form of mental illness you can count on, even dementia. Like, I got to the point where you're making all the dementia patient believe in your cause or something. It was really messed up. I caused a riot there once when I ran out, and people were actually walking out of the building because how pissed they were at the fact they got on restriction. It's stupid. And if you make fun of the staffs or anyway, or if you beat up the staffs or nurses, you get in trouble for that. I got into 1 fight only, and that's because I was sick or something. I was ill and needed to go to the hospital, and then they didn't take me to the hospital, so I just had enough, and people were yelling at me, and I got kicked to the floor, got knocked out. Didn't win the fight though, but the guy kicked like a bitch. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't recommend fighting in the nursing home. It's just like, I don't recommend you do that. Like, I tried to contain my anger, but I got to the point where I got so pissed off. I got tired of being in that room because of how negative energy inside of it. It's like the room was haunted for some reason. And then I had no shoes. They sent me to a hospital with no shoes on. So I was like, and when I got back, I had to walk barefoot inside the building. With, like, it was ridiculous. And then I snuck into that room again, which I wasn't allowed to go back into that room. So I got my shoes at least. I had to ask the CNA, can I grab my stuff and such in my room? Somehow I was a threat to that one dude or something. It's like literally, I just don't care. I didn't apologize to the guy. I was just like, yeah, it's just like I had enough. Like I wasn't feeling right, and like he smokes weed. I hate pot smokers. I just don't like them. Just because my mom was one, and even though I smoked pot, I had a time where I smoked pot at one time just to ease off my depression because I thought it would help, but it didn't. It made me worse in a way, and I have to quit smoking because of that reason. I'm allergic to weed now for some reason like that. Yeah, I should have not came into that nursing home, never went to that psych hospital, because I would have been fine when I stayed at home, so not ran away from my mom's house. I basically ran away because of emotional abuse, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I had to deal with my family, and well, my family was worried for me, but they didn't care. Like, I wanted back home, you know. It's just like, I wanted out of that, like, hellhole that I was in. It's just very terrible that you can experience, like, suffering you can go through. It's like the worst abuse you could be in. And it's just, like, terrible. So that's about it for the story. I really don't want to talk any more about it because it's just it was a very bad experience. And it's just like I can't keep my mind off of it. It's just like, wow, how much you went through that. It's just, believe me, I would not go back. It's just like, even though they're treating you kindly, but not really, they'll treat you like shit. Pretty terrible experience in my case. So thanks for watching, and bye.